Kosua na ti era one radio empenyini say yensoma na motenten yesoma banyasafo era one radio yede nsem anomuaye ebrem.
Hello, beautiful people of Ghana. This is Vanahine Specialist Hospital. We are so excited to announce to our people Ghana that we are finally opened and we are accepting patients. At Vanahine Specialist Hospital, our extraordinary physicians and nurses are here to provide a high quality medical service to our extraordinary patients. Our services include primary care services, maternal, neonatal, and pediatric services. We also have an in-house pharmacy. We have x-ray and laboratory services available to you. Come to us for all your healthcare needs and you will be happy you did because we believe the health is wealth. Thank you and stay blessed.
All right. Good evening. I want to apologize for a technical glitch. I think the system kind of messed me up, so my apologies. It kind of abruptly ended my initial broadcast, so my apologies to our listeners. Well, if you just join us, we are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Modern Ghana Radio, and Radio Ghana. Again, let me apologize for that technical glitch. And as I was saying earlier on, my guest had to take a little recess break, and I think one of them went to Ghana. They've just come back, so they are putting things together. So unfortunately, they can't be with me tonight, so I'm still going to go solo tonight. And I believe God is going to lead me to, share something with you. So whilst they were away for that little vacation, I decided to come out with something that will, fill in the gap. And I decided to work on a book. Somebody says that if you want to hide information or something from Black people, put it in their book. I don't subscribe to it. I don't believe, because now Black people are reading. That is not true. We are debunking that axiom. If you want to hide something from Black people, no. If you put it in the book this time, we're going to read. We're going to know. Just like I've read. I picked Dr. John Maxwell's book, The 15 Invaluable Laws, and that's what I'm treating tonight. So, every now and then, if, I kind of fall down on my guest, I can do a book review to let my people know that we are reading and we are learning. All right. So I don't know what resolutions you made at the beginning of the year. I think I mentioned that last year. Whatever it is, some things are not going to automatically happen to us or for us. We have to make the effort. We have to endeavor to make them to work. There is a factor of prayer, and there is a factor where human abilities have to come in. So for the third part in our series, we are discussing being intentional about your personal growth. And for this week, my subtitle is Passion for Growth. How passionate are you about your growth? How do you want to grow? I'm not talking about growth in terms of height or girth or, body parts. We're talking about growth in your life. I mean, advancing in your career, every aspect of you. If you want to grow naturally, that's fine, because research shows that until about 18 to 20 years, children keep growing and growing in height. But then when you go past that age, you can do whatever you want to do. If you are 5'6", you remain 5'6", unless some miracle happens. Anyway, let me take a quick break here. And when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion.
They are four women. They are beautiful with brains. They are eloquent, decent, wise, and experienced. You have heard many. The funny. Now, it's time to hear the experience and the brainy. Meet Selena, Dorcas, Gifty, and Annette as they present the real in common getting. In common biaye sesi chain. As in takre no assume the real in common getting. Showing live this and every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Era One Radio on Facebook and on YouTube, Era One Radio and on Taibo channel. Kaise, so we see the real in common kitting kitia. What brabon tete? We nyan konkonsa. We the real in common kitting kitty.
All right, welcome back to Era One, where we broadcast live from Facebook, YouTube, Modern Ghana, and Ghana Radio. Tonight, I want to give a shout out of condolence to our CEO, Dr. Osei, who is bereaved. And so if you are close to him, just give him a call and console him for the loss of family members, I would say. So, Doc, I extend my condolences to you. You and your family be strong in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, so I've already made my preamble. We are looking at being intentional about your personal growth. And tonight we are zeroing in on being passionate for growth. Passion for growth. How passionate are you about your growth? All right, so the previous 2 weeks, we did this series, and I don't know whether I have enough time to do a recap. But tonight, like I said, we're looking at being passionate for your growth. How do you want to grow? What are the things you want to do? So last week, I ended on 3 kinds of people that Dr. Maxwell mentioned when it comes on having directions in your life. When you need directions in your life, there are 3 kinds of people. That's where I ended last week. And the 3 people are: 1, the people or the person who don't know what they would like to do. And these are the people who are confused. They do not know what they want to do in life. And we have the second group, the category number 2, people who know what they would like to do, but don't do it. That is very serious. They know they have to do it, but they won't do it. These are the frustrated people. And the third kind is people who know what they would like to do and they do it. These are the people that we want to zero in. We want to focus on. They know what they have to do. This is my mission in life. This is my purpose in life. I know what I'm supposed to do, and I will do it. This is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. These people do not have the word procrastination in their dictionary. You will not find procrastination in their dictionary. If it has to be done, it has to be done. Of course, there are times when you have to give a little pause and make sure the yellow light is on. You are not crossing into the red zone. But then as soon as the amber moves, they are stepping up and they are doing what they have to do. These are the people who set up goals and visions and objectives for their life at the beginning of every year. When we say we are making resolutions, they do them and they follow through. All right, so today we are looking at the third portion of this. So we're going to look at some of the things that we need to do. All right, let me chip in here what one of the American presidents did say. Woodrow Wilson, he said this. He said, you have to know who you are to grow to your potential. You have to know who you are to grow to that potential, but you have to grow in order to know who you are. And last week, I mentioned something about a SWOT analysis. The S being your strengths, W being your weakness, your opportunities, and your threats. What are the things that you need to do? These are the things that confront us every day. Our SWOT analysis is very important. We do them. You have to know your strength, your weakness, your opportunities, and your threats, and you have to capitalize on them. And at this juncture, I would also remind us about what is happening in this country. Just Saturday, an 18-year-old boy decided to, mess up people's life, went to a place called Tops grocery store and just massacred, just killed, shot. And sometimes you wonder, when are these shots going to end in this country? When are we going to have at least 6 months of shooting free in this country? Can we go 6 months without somebody taking a gun under the pretext of mental illness and going to end the lives of people? And according to this guy, I think he's operating on what we call the replacement theory. Of course, if you've been listening to the news, this thing is going on all over the week. They say they call something replacement theory. According to them, a certain kind of race. I mean, from what I hear, the white people are saying that they don't want to be replaced by Jews or black people, which doesn't make sense. Maybe this is somebody's own fabrication, but it doesn't make sense. Whatever theory it is, we are all one nation, one people. If you cut me, you cut the other person, is blood going to come? So I want us to remember and pray for this nation, pray for the rest of the world. What is going on is just too bad. And we have to learn to live with each other. Whether you are green, you are black, you are yellow, it doesn't make any difference. For you to just pick up a gun just because you can do it, it's beyond imagination. Anyway, let's focus on developing ourselves. All right, so when it comes to this having a passion for your life, having a passion to grow, how do you go about it? So person wa bra bo wunyi ukọ anim ukọ nkan a na obra na etu do see ya then esesa wo ye. Obi beka so oh me de membo mpaye de bia na mefa bia nhyɛ nyame nsa. Nyankopɔn pɛ sɛ yɛ bɔ mpaye. Ɔpɛ sɛ yɛ de yɛn ho to no so yɛ depend on him. But edu ba bia ɔpɛ sɛ yɛn kasa yɛ tu anamo na ɔno so yɛ edi akyi. But mpre pii ne ane yɛ de bia hyɛ ato so nyame bɛyɛ ama me. And we sit there and we don't do anything and the clock keeps ticking and ticking. And somebody says that what? Time is not passing. We are the ones passing. Time is not going to pass. Time is, infinite. It's just there. We are the ones that are growing and passing away. So you have to make use of every inch, every opportunity that you have. All right. So the question that we're going to dwell on, as asked by Dr. Master, is how do you start and what is your solution? If you are being passionate for growth for your life, where do you begin from? And how do you start the whole thing? What is the solution? And the solution we're going to learn tonight is that you have to explore yourself. Know who you are. Know who you are. You have to explore yourself. Because if you don't explore yourself, you don't know who you are, then how are you going to go forward? That is what we're looking at tonight. We are growing ourselves. We have to come to a realization that there are sometimes things that we have to do for ourselves to develop ourselves. If you want to look for a job, you don't just sit there and say, okay, the job is going to come to me. There are some people who are so skilled, they are being sought after. I mean, their expertise is so high that people are chasing after them. But if you're a mediocre person and you are average somewhere there, the job is not going to come to you. You have to fill those jobs. Here we have what we call the USA jobs. It's a pain going through that process. But if you make up your mind, you set up your face like a flame that you want to do it, then you have to go for it. So what we are doing, we are developing ourselves. I'm glad I brought this topic up because, like I said, not just filling in the gap for my guest not being here, but I'm speaking to myself. I'm preaching to myself. After I do these things, I say, no, whatever I mentioned, I'm making sure I'm doing it. Many a time we depend on people to live our lives for us. We should come to a point where we say, you know what? It depends on me to make my life work. If I want to do something, I have to go for it. I have to do it. And so in asking the question, where do you start from and what is the solution? It is simple. Pay attention to your passion. What is your passion? Everybody has a passion. There is something that gingers you up, that makes you want to do something. It motivates you. Pursue me. I say can be. You have to have that passion. It should emanate from your inside. There is something that you are good at. You just want to do it. Somebody wants to cut hair. They just do it freely. Somebody wants to write. They just write. It comes naturally to them. You have to find your passion and follow up that it. Sometimes you watch movies and a lady will tell you, oh, I just want to follow my passion. I just want to follow my heart. So even if she's in a relationship and you realize that the relationship is not going well, she say to the other person, I want to follow my heart. I want to follow my passion. What does it mean? They want to do that which they want to do. And the other things you can do is to find areas that will help in your growth. For example, when you take the example of Dr. Maxwell, he mentioned that he has 4 areas that he worked on. And the acronyms went like this: REAL, R-E-A-L. The R for relationship, E for equipping, attitude, and leadership. And for those of you who have read Dr. John Maxwell's book, he is a leadership guru. It just comes naturally to him. He just teaches. And of course, he set up some kind of organization that teaching leaders to do what they have to do. And may I ask you, what is yours? What is your passion? What are the areas you have found that come easily to you? And so for Dr. Maxwell, the passion that he had in relationship, equipping people, attitude, and leadership led to his growth. But then when you grow, as he grew, the growth also leads to your passion. And he discovered his love and ability for leadership. Of course, Dr. Maxwell is that man can speak. And every word that he mentions is a nugget of truth. He's an awesome man. And some of you, yours could be faith. Somebody can believe something so strongly that no matter what you do, no matter how you try to discourage him, it's not going to work. That is his passion. His faith is so strong. Somebody is family oriented. And when you look at what happened to Will Smith and Chris Rock the other day, this guy makes a joke about his wife, about Will Smith's wife, and he said, boy, you can't do that. You can't mention my wife just like that. He goes to give him the bem slap. So this guy is also very oriented about his family. You don't joke with his family. I am not endorsing what they did, but I'm just saying that people have passion for passion for anything. Somebody is family, somebody is community, and others for creativity. And with this guy who went to shoot and kill 10 people and 3 injured, maybe his passion is that I want to get rid of people. That's my passion. That is a wrong passion. You might have a passion, but what is that passion? Is it a good passion or is it a bad passion? You can also discover your passion. I mean, I used to have this passion of writing. I don't know whether it's still there, but I was so passionate about writing that, I love communication. And when I left the University of Science and Technology, I found myself going to School of Institute of Journalism. And there I realized that, writing came so easily to me. I took those courses and they were so easy. Some of the guys would tell me, I came to bully them, leaving UST and coming to GIJ to come and bully them. That was my passion. And it came, every course that I took in that class, I just aced it. It came so easily. But then after one term of taking that class, well, God, by miraculous way, I won my visa and came here. So I didn't even finish my School of Journalism. But I was so passionate about it. I still, love to write. That is my passion. I still do stuff like that. So what is your passion tonight? You have to explore yourself. Look at the list that you made. And last week I mentioned the Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. Write the vision plainly where you can see it every day. Run with it. What is that vision that you want to achieve? What is your purpose? And how do you find your passion and the purpose? Somebody may ask, how do I even find my passion and my purpose? What is my passion in this world? All right, it is not too far. The first step towards change is being aware of yourself and your surroundings. Awareness is a very important key. If you want to find your passion, if you want to find your purpose, you have to be aware of yourself. It's called awareness. Know who you are. And the second is acceptance. Psychotherapist Nathaniel Brandon says that what? Awareness and acceptance, these are 2 key important things we need to know if you want to discover our passion and our purpose. You are passionate about something. How do you begin even to grow towards it? And so if you want to grow, then you must know yourself and accept who you are before you can start building. Somebody said, do I accept myself who I am? By that, I'm not literally saying that whatever you are, just accept. Of course, that is the starting point. Know who you are. And I did mention earlier on about the SWOT analysis. You have to do your SWOT analysis every day. Know what your strengths are. Know your weaknesses. Know whatever brings you down. And then when you know these things, you can capitalize on them and change them. Know the opportunities that come your way every day. Know the threats, the things that easily threaten you. If you're a business person and you realize that, your competitive edginess is coming down, the other business person is outweighing you, find out what else do I need to do to remain edged up there. You have to know some of these things. And Dr. Maxwell helps us with 10 questions. I can't go through all of them tonight, but some of the things we are going to answer tonight. Do you like what you are doing now? That is a big question. Do you like what you are doing now? Bisa say, "Adia we wan kasa we wa brabo mo ni je ho. Bia we a taxi driver, bia we a mechanical engineer, bia we a weather forecaster. Whatever you are doing, do you like what you are doing? Are you in this job because of the money or circumstances? Do you plan on changing or are you stuck? Bia na making we bibia and then they do scabro. Then so out to me say when in je ho be kasa and yet bills estimate to any mortgage ye do any when SMA and mean yes I did. Do you like what you are doing? Are you passionate about it? Because if you are not interested in something that you're doing, it's not going to make you fulfilled. And Socrates says something, he said the unexamined life is not worth living. In actual fact, it behoves that every quarter, every 3 months, every 4 months, do a review about yourself, re-examine yourself. Bible even says that examine yourself and see whether you are still in the faith. Because for some of us, we are born again. That doesn't mean we will not sin or we will not go astray. But every now and then, examine yourself and ask yourself, am I still in the faith? Do I still hear from God? Am I still in the path of God? Am I still doing what is right? Especially, that's why I want to always go back on our visions and our goals for the beginning of the year. Almost everybody, with the exception of a few, almost everybody wants to put down a New Year's resolutions. I want to lose 10 pounds of weight. And by the end of the year, or even the middle of the year, do you achieve it? How do you go about it? And to tell you a personal story, last year I went to do my annual physicals as it's required of us every year. And to tell you, my blood pressure was high. It was I think it was 134 over 70 something. That was kind of high. It kind of scared me. I said, you know what? I have to change my lifestyle. I really, really have to change my lifestyle. And so a year came again. Normally I do it in my birth month, May. And so I went back, I think yesterday, and they did it again. Now come all the way from 134 to 124, 124 over, I think 70. And that was nice. I said, you know what? I have to change my lifestyle. So some of these things, you have to make deliberate efforts, intentional efforts to change things. Not when you say, oh, I'm just going to pray about it and just sleep over it. Yeah, it's good to pray, but you have to move. So you have to examine your life and see whether you are still on the point. You are still tracking yourself. If you said you're going to lose 10 pounds of weight this year, where are you now? Have you even begun to lose 1 or 2? Because if you said you're going to lose 10 and you've added 5 more to it, you are now 15, then sister, brother, you have to re-examine it. And, we have to be intentional about it. If you are not enjoying what you are doing for a living, you need to take some time to examine why. Is there a risk in switching from what you are currently doing, or what is it that you want to do? Sometimes change comes with a risk. You might lose something. Sometimes you might even change a job that you're doing to do what you are passionate about. And sometimes it involves even losing some paycheck. Somebody might say, okay, I'm doing this, I'm not interested. It doesn't give me the edge, the passion, I'm not interested. I have to force myself to literally get out of bed every morning and go to work. I am not interested. But because the money is good, I have to keep doing it. And you go and you come home and like I tell my wife, oh yeah, bro. I mean, you are not passionate about this thing, but you have to do it. So the question is, are you passionate about what you are doing? Are you interested in what you do? Do you want to change what you are doing? Is it going to involve a risk? Is this something you can afford? All right. We have to be very, very intentional about what we do. It's very, very important. All right. Let me take a quick break here and then we will continue.
Kosuwa na ti era one radio empenyini say yensoma na motenten yesoma banyasafo era one radio yedin nsem anumuaye ebrem.
Okay. So we're going to continue. Let me see if I can give it. All right, so catch Dr. Austus every Saturday from 6 to 9. Every Saturday morning from 6 to 9, and he hosts the program called the Keteke program. I mean, Keteke Chitwinifi, Maryland, in all over country. If you know of anybody celebrating their birthday, or you just want to wish anybody a happy birthday, any kind of greetings, just call the studio 240-280-2633, and Dr. Austus will play you any kind of music. And he also kind of interviews fledgling musicians and people who have the passion and the gift to sing. He does that program on every Saturday. For instance, he just interviewed one of the ladies that launched their music this weekend. And so let me give you a tidbit of that music. And then
Don't
That is Mami Sofo or Sofo Mami's song. Very nice music, and she has a lot of collections. You might want to patronize. You want to patronize her music. I'm sure when you go to Amazon or all these music stores, you will get a copy to buy. All right, on Era One, we promote. Ours is to promote. We whatever talents we see that we can help, of course, we have to help each other. So if you want you have anything that you want us to help you promote it, of course, you know the number to the studio. Call 2402-802-633. Speak to Dr. Ostus. Dr. Ostus will take your message and he will flip it around for you. All right, tonight we are listening to us from Facebook, YouTube, and Garden Radio, Modern Ghana radio station. And so I've been discussing whilst my panel are away. I'm talking about being intentional about your growth. And tonight we're zeroing in on passion, being passionate about your own growth. And the first question I asked was, do you like what you are doing now? If you don't like what you are doing just for the sake of the money, of course, there will come a time when that interest will wane away. So you want to make sure you are gravitating towards something that you are interested in, something that brings you that passion, that makes you wake up in the morning. Yes, it's a new day. I want to go to work. You are so enthusiastic about what they want to do. Or even about students. I mean, there are some subjects that some people are not interested in. You know, oh, today I have what? Chemistry. Oh, chemistry. I can't balance those equations. I don't even want to go to class. It is physics, oh man, too many maths and all this, gravitational force, I'm not interested. Oh, is it biology? Yeah, I want to study the human body. I understand it. I love it. You have to be passionate about something. That is why all of us cannot be physicists. All of us cannot be chemists. All of us cannot be biologists. All of us cannot be computer gurus or whatever, although you need some little skills here and there. But God has given to each one of us different talents and abilities. You have to follow your passion, know what you are good in, and develop it. In actual fact, we don't go to school. I'm sure you've heard this before. Let me just re-emphasize it. We don't go to school to learn new things. We go to school to develop the skills that God has given us. I mean, you might see some children playing in the neighborhood. Maybe he puts some metal straps here and does it, wastes and all that. Oh, this guy is going to be a physicist. He's going to be a mechanical engineer. He's going to be doing this. And you see one two that will be admiring the plants and doing everything. Oh, he wants to be a florist. He wants to be a biologist. And one that will be chasing after a chicken. He wants to just kill them and look at what is the intestine. Oh, you want to be a doctor? So everybody has some endowment. God has endowed each and every one of us with resources that should enable us complete our lives and to be fulfilled. So the second question I'm asking, according to Dr. Maxwell, is what do you like to do? Some people have no idea what they want to do. You ask some children, oh, what do you want to do when you grow? Oh, I don't know yet. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. What do you want to do? It is when you know what to do that you can decide to build around it. Are you in this job just because you are in, or you want to do something about it? There is a definite relationship between your passion and reaching your potential. If you are passionate about something, that will drive you to get to the top. And one journalist, Maria Batimoro, said this: there's a direct connection between finding your passion and reaching your potential. Let me say it again. There is a direct connection between finding your passion and reaching your potential. Because in school, they say if your teacher gives you an assignment or a question to solve, understanding the question is 50% solved. If you understand the question, you know which formulas to use to arrive at it. Let's say your teacher comes and says, okay, find the area of a triangle. In the first place, you don't even know what a triangle is. How do you even know the area? You don't know what a triangle is. The area is even Greek to you. You won't understand it. But understanding the question itself is half solved. Have you found and harnessed your passion? Were you able to locate your passion? Do you know what you want to do? Have you been able to bring it to your grip that this is what I want to do? I'm going to follow after it. I'm going to chase it. If you are determined, okay, my passion is to become a medical doctor, then nothing is going to stop you. Even if you get a first F in biology or whatever, it doesn't deter you because you know your goal, the vision is far away, and that's what you're looking at. You don't let little things deter you on your trip. Your eyes is on the prize. And so that little grade you got that seems like you are failing will not deter you. You will do whatever it takes to go there. Have you found your passion? Do you know what you want to do? Do you know what you like to do? That's the question we're looking at. Because when you do, it makes all the difference. If you know this is the job I want to go after, I want to become a nurse. That is my goal. No matter what I go through, I am going to take those courses. I'll go to the practicals. Of course, you have people who will discourage you. And I am sure. I mean, somebody like Henry Ford, the guy that, built American Ford car. I'm sure the guy got discouraged several times because of, lack of victory. And Thomas Edison, our favorite light man, he got discouraged how many times? 999 times. But the 1,000th time he went through. So if you know what you want to do, that makes a difference. And according to Dr. Maxwell, when you do, it makes all the difference. It gives you the 2 E's. The 2 E's are energy and excellence. If you know what you want to do, you are passionate about it. This is my life's calling. You do it with all kinds of energy, and the product that comes out is excellent because it's your passion. It's your baby. That is what you are passionate about. When you are doing it, you do it with all kinds of energy. And this is the point that sometimes you even do without stress or energy. You don't exert too much energy. For instance, when I went to UST in Ghana, University of Science and Technology, Kumasi, I was reading biological science. And for some reason, I never liked the course. And I was in Republic Hall. I used to, write a lot of articles for our bulletin. I remember our editor, he's now in, US now, and we'll collaborate. I mean, we'll write. And those things came so easily to me. As I was wondering, why didn't I go do journalism in tech? And I went to do, but because I wanted to eventually end up a medical doctor. That wasn't my calling, maybe. But then I wanted to blend in there. That's what I wanted because everybody was doing science, sort of those childish and childhood exuberances and all those things. But then when I sit down to take something to write an article, it comes so easily. If I want to write a poem, I just sit down and it comes so freely. Any topic, those days, I don't even know whether it's still there. Any topic I wanted to write, I take it and the lyrics begin to flow. They came easily. And no matter how many hours I spend studying biology and doing whatever I had to do, I write the exam and the teacher will say, the lecturer will say, this is how much you deserve. And they'll give me some very small grade. I say, so you have to know what you want to do. You have to be passionate about it. And so Dr. Maxwell is saying that if you know that difference, it also makes a huge impact. Of course, you will never fulfill your destiny doing work you despise. This is a big one. If you don't like something, beloved, it's not going to help you. If you have a hatred, if you have animosity for anything, you are not going to excel. Even if you go to work and you don't like what you are doing, the product you're going to come out with is not going to be the best. If you don't like it, you don't embrace it, it's not going to work. But of course, we have a scripture in the Bible that says that, according to Zechariah chapter 4, verse 10, it said, do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin, to see the plumb line in Zerubbabel's hand. So do not despise your early beginnings. But the question is, if you don't like your early beginnings, if you despise it, how is it going to end you unless a miracle breaks through? Of course, if you are passionate about something and it is just only a little thing, peanut, Bible is saying that do not despise that little thing that you have. You might see that very little, but eventually it's going to grow. Take the example of Mark Zuckerberg. When he started his Facebook thing in the early part of his university, of course, they were doing it just to, connect with friends and all that. That's all that he had. He could have despised it. But after a point, he said, you know what? This thing that I've started can grow. And lo and behold, what do we have now? All the social media platforms, the Twitters and the Instagrams and everything all came from all the social media thing. And so that thing that he started in his school as a little, project has now become something that has made him a millionaire. All right. The other thing is that if you are passionate about something, that passion gives you an advantage over others. Because if both of us are vying for something and I despise it and you have a passion for it, that passion that you have is going to make you grow and it's going to make you excel. And so Doc says that because one person with passion is greater than 99 who have only an interest. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? One person has a passion. He's passionate about something and 99 only have interest. According to him, the person with the passion will outgrow the rest. So passion is not just a little word. It's very energetic. And that thing gives you energy. You can develop passion for your future work even while in middle school. Most of the kids will ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm still trying, I'm still discovering. But from the courses that you take in school, you can know what you want to be. And as I said earlier on, what is innate in you, what is inborn, what is inside you already. When you go and that thing is inside you, the courses that you take, one of them or some of them will gravitate towards what is already given to you as a natural, talent. And then you use it to grow. Somebody might say, okay, I like drawing. I went to school, and fortunately, they have a course called artistic drawing. That's where, that's why I can use my drawing to be, to follow my passion. And that drawing can make you an architect or draftsmanship or whatever it is. It's all forms of drawing. So you follow, you know what you are born with. And when you go to school, it makes you develop it. When asked when he will retire during his mid-60s, Dr. Mark said something. He said, you know what? I haven't even thought about it. It hasn't even crossed my mind because why? He's so passionate about what he's doing, setting up leadership institutions, and he loves to lecture. He loves to direct people. I mean, can you imagine the whole Bible? I mean, the Maxwell Leadership Bible. This guy wrote it, He sat down. Of course, Bibles have been written, but he gave a leadership twist to the Bible. That is one of the Bibles that I carry, and it's strongly and nicely written. So how do you know what you want to do? How do you tap into your passion? And so Dr. Marshall gives this advice. He said, listen to your heart. Pay attention to what you love doing. That is one very important thing. Pay attention to what you love doing. My wife is a very good barber. I'm surprised she hasn't even set up a barbering shop. I keep telling her, why didn't you set up a barbering shop on the side? So on the weekend when you don't go to work taking care of those patients, you can. I mean, when I knew she's a barber, I even stopped going to the barbering shop. I only do when, she's busy or something. But she gives me a nice haircut better than when I go to these guys to charge me 20s and 40s. And she's just born with it. She does hair for people, and she gives a very nice haircut. She's passionate about it. She loves doing it. You wake her up in the morning, she just get the clippers and bam, she's giving me a haircut. Passion. And then she takes on additional thing. I want to be a nurse. That's what I want to do. But this thing comes naturally. If you never find out or figure out what you want to do, you will most probably be frustrated all your life. It is true. Let me tell you an example. When I was in UST, I was then CCF, Campus Christian Family. It's a branch of ICGC, Victory Church, and a few churches that was a conglomerate of these churches that come together. And at the time, George Amoku was our president, Divine, Amagashi, my friend, were all there. And Prophet Arno, Christopher Arno of ICGC, Adanta branch, was invited to one of our programs. And towards the end I think that was the last day of the program. I think it was a Sunday. And if you know Pastor Arno, of course, you know that he's, a prophet who ministers, one of the genuine prophets I've come across, very genuine guy. And this man stood there and said, there's somebody here. Looks as if the course you are doing, you are not interested in something like that. I just stood there and said, okay, I don't think so. Yeah. But I knew it was inside me that this thing was pertaining to me. And he was saying something. I said, So Divine beckoned me and said, Charles, that's like you. I said, really? So I went forward and, Pastor Arno prayed for me. He was the one that hinted to me that, Charles, you're going to be going overseas one day. I was going to travel. I had never thought about traveling, going anywhere, never even hit me. But this man stood there, gave me that prophetic utterance and told me something that was bubbling in me, but I didn't want, I couldn't even share with anybody. I knew I was going through that because I did more writing articles in the journalistic vein than, going to catch a plant and naming it, giving all that botanical name or whatever it is, sometimes it's very good to know what you want to do. You have to know your passion. You have to know what you want to do. Can you do what you would like to do? The question is, can you do it? And you remember when I started, I said there were 3 people that we wanted to do. Those who know what they want to do and they don't do it. Those who don't know what they want to do at all. And those who know what they want to do and they go ahead to do it. Can you do what you like to do? Do you have the ability? This is where most of us go crazy. I want to be this, but you realize the natural part, of course, we have to have faith and we have to be passionate about what we want to do. But sometimes we have to also be smart, intelligent, and be able to evaluate things very well. Okay, this is what you want to do, but you realize your strength cannot do it. Do you do it? Because we have to pray for wisdom And Bible says what? He who lacks wisdom should ask from God, and he will give without any partiality. If you lack wisdom, ask from God. This is one thing that our leaders, all leaders must ask from God. If you are a leader, no matter who you are, you have to ask for wisdom from God from above, because some of the decisions we make are just so crazy. Can you do what you like to do? Okay, this is my passion, but can I do it? Do I have the ability? Say when I'm a person me, say me say I'm person me, oh, me person me sit down by 6 Ghana and that's area. Do you have the ability? That is your passion. Yes, I want to build 6 houses, but do you have the ability? Maybe that passion will drive you to do 7 jobs in this country, but also that's also at a detriment, because if you're going to be doing 7 jobs at a time, you are literally going to die. You will burn out. So the question is, can you do what you actually want to do? That's where wisdom comes in. Do you have what it takes to do what you want to do? Most of us believe that we have to exhibit faith beyond the imagine. It's good to exercise faith, but there are some things that, trust me, if God doesn't give you the strength, it's going to be difficult. Yes, be passionate, but also, do you have what it takes to get it? Not to say it is not possible, but might be that God is not directing you in that area. That's what you have to know. Do you have the skills for what you want to do? There are times when you need to be realistic. We have faith, we want to do this thing, but then do I have the energy? Do I have the capability? Is that what I want to do? Because sometimes you have to marry your passion and the ability. The skills must match. When these two match, that is when explosion comes in. So Dr. Mark's advice and say you must have some kind of criteria for knowing if the desire you have matches the abilities that you possess. That is a strong one. You have to be able to have a criteria. The criteria should let you know whether the desire that you have, the passion that you have, it matches the abilities that you have to get it done. I want to build 6 houses in a year. Do you have the capability? Maybe if I went to Bill Gates and he said, I want to build 6 houses in a week, or he has the money, the guy has the dough, he can do it. But you and I, if you say we're going to build 6 houses in a week, do we have the ability? Maybe not. And so we have to be very careful in also cutting out all this, passion about everything. We also have to be realistic. Nobody's limiting you as to what you can do, but have the passion. But at the same time, add realism to it. Make sure your passion matches the skills. Do you know the difference between what you want and what you are good at? These two don't always match up, unfortunately. Sometimes you know what you want to do, but you don't have the ability. A friend, if I'm adiminyambeyo, then so famiko ni niho. Mom say, Quancha de fe, it is caneye. Minyadina kemeye pa, nansu jetenu, anyhow. What's another point is, do you know what drives you or what gives you satisfaction? Often people do stuff for wrong reasons. That is the bad thing. When motivation lines up with satisfaction, there is fulfillment and that's a powerful combination. When motivation aligns with satisfaction, that becomes a powerful combination and leads to fulfillment. Oh, I ran out economy penal. Person who say, yeah, I did. Then you follow. You impress your friends. I want to get it. Meanwhile, when you can't do no. Obama show our size was a crash, my friend. You don't have to. Don't come and disturb me. The passion is there, but you have to be able to match some things. Do you know what your values and priorities are, and what your organization values and priorities are? The more you align these two, the greater the chance of your success. You should be able to match your values, your priorities, even your organization. When you are employed or hired, you have to know the vision of the company, the mission statement, what the company stands for, and you have to know their priorities. Do they align with your personal vision? Because if you go in there and you don't blend, you don't fit, then you're not going to be successful. If you are going A and you want to go to Z, of course, those are totally contrasting viewpoints. You're not going to be happy. You will stress yourself. That is where you lose your passion, and you always complain about what you want to do until you find yourself doing what you are passionate about and doing it well. Success is going to elude you. And I know there are people who, of course, I know Ostus wasn't born to be, a radio broadcaster or whatever, but he developed the passion along the way, and he's finding all the means to make it where he's passionate about it. He keeps telling us when COVID hits, this thing just came to us. So you know what? Let me develop other passion. We just sitting home not doing anything. Of course, you telework and whatever, but this passion came up and is helping people. That is what we have to be passionate about. I don't know what your passion is, but I believe God is giving you a passion that you have to follow after. We have to seek to know our passion, and when we follow it wholeheartedly, that is when victory becomes ours. Let me take a quick ad, and then I'll come with my last quote, and I'll leave you alone for this evening.
Hello, beautiful people of Ghana. This is Vanahine Specialist Hospital. We are so excited to announce to our people Ghana that we are finally opened and we are accepting patients. At Vanahine Specialist Hospital, our extraordinary physicians and nurses are here to provide a high quality medical service to our extraordinary patients. Our services include primary care services, maternal, neonatal, and pediatric services. We also have an in-house pharmacy. We have x-ray and laboratory services available to you. Come to us for all your healthcare needs and you will be happy you did, because we believe the health is wealth. Thank you and stay blessed.
All right, health is wealth. If you have wealth, you are a rich person, because can you imagine? I mean, being healthy itself is a resource, but people don't think about it. Unless I have millions of dollars, I'm not a millionaire. But waking up every morning to a healthy life, wait till you get sick one day. Wait till COVID hits you and you know that, hey, and so don't take your health for granted. If you are in Accra, Ghana, Spintex area, you have some itty bitty beans in your body, look for Vanahine Hospital and get your treatment. Pray, but then also God is the one that gives wisdom to medical doctors to treat you. All right, let me take my last ad and we'll get there. All right, so that was our brother Kobe, who hosts the YIOUR program every Wednesday and Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 8 on Monday and 6 to 7 on Wednesdays. Be a part of the discussion. He hosts this program with Dr. Ostus and Dr. Ernest Opokwajima. They bring us highlights from the African continent. If you want to listen to any news, of course, if you are tired of listening to CNN or any news here and you want to get some other perspective, fresh news from back the homeland, tune in every Monday and Wednesday, and Kobe will be there to feed you. Of course, Era One is a 24/7 radio broadcast. We broadcast from dawn to the following dawn, no break. If there's no program like this going on, there is music all throughout the day. And when you tune in, you'll be glad you did. And go to Facebook, go to YouTube, and get copies of our old clips. Listen to all the programs that have been done. On Mondays, that's what we call the Premier Financial Program. Our brothers come up and educate us upon finances, how the stock market is doing, how to maintain our mortgage, how to allocate our resources, how to plan your budget. You want to listen to this program, all these are for free. They come and educate us. So make a day with them every Monday. And Dr. Siam and all the Guru Financial top guys are there to advise us. Dr. Prince, they are all there too. And then Tuesdays like this, I come your way with a divine connection. Normally, the essence of this show is to do a live discussion, not just me alone, but I come with my panel and we take some of the topical issues in Christendom and we break it apart and we educate ourselves. We have some things that we have grown up in our formative years that we are trying to debunk and to learn more. The things that we were fed with that do not matter anymore. We are teaching ourselves. So on Divine Connection, on this Thursday, I'm sure Pastor Kron is going to be around. Mr. Max Varden, all the way from Ghana, is going to join me. And so make a date with me this Thursday and enjoy more of Divine Connection. On Thursday, after my program, from 8 to 9 in the evening, AJ2 comes with Sister Mambi and AJ Fum. They discuss our Munsem. It's a very deep toned discussion and centers on all marital issues. I mean, anything you can think about in marriage for not just kids, but these are grown up. So you want to listen to that program on Thursdays from 8 to 9. And then Fridays, we have what we call the Count Your Blessings. It's a program where testimonies are shared. Our brother Isiam, they come and tell us with his wife, discusses what God is doing in their life. And sometimes when you hear the testimony of people, you are actually motivated and say, no, the God that we serve is able to do all things, and he rules in the affairs of men. So come and get motivated. And Saturday, as I said earlier on from 6 to 9, Dr. Osus comes with his KTK program, Chukuchaka, and it's a delightsome program. If you're a fledgling musician, you have music you want to sing, you are wondering who is going to promote me, there's a destiny helper waiting for you. Get in touch with Dr. Ostus. He will interview you and take you to the top. And Sundays, of course, we have the quartet, the four ladies. Sometimes they make it five. Sister Selena, Sister Annette, and all of them come and give us the show we call the Real Nkomo Nkiti. The name goes by Nkomo Nkiti, but actually it's a strong, deep but it's called Nkomo Nkiti. So it's been a pleasure being your way this evening. I'm going to close with this quote by Samuel Johnson. Samuel Johnson said, almost every man wastes part of his life in attempts to display qualities which he does not possess. Sometimes we want to impress people. We wind up doing stuff that we don't have the ability to do. Haven't you heard about somebody who even goes to school and says, I want to be an engineer? He spent 2 years of engineering class and realized that, no, I was born to be an IT or a medical doctor, and then he leaves or she leaves and go and start afresh. Sometimes we waste our energy doing what we are not called. So the first thing is that pray and let God lead you. Follow after your passion. There will be obstacles along the way, but if you are passionate about it, your passion will let you overcome every obstacle. Tonight, I've been your host, Charles Boison. I leave you in the hands of Dr. Osetitu, who will continue with music throughout the night. Call in and, if you are passionate about helping this show grow, call the studio and say, hey, this is my widow's mite. I want to help your studio. Let it grow. Whatever you can do to help, we'll gladly accept it. And Dr. Osetitu will take care of this. So thank you. I'll leave you with this song as usual and have a good evening.
Aden urefiana Seo to me manya eni Aden wasu for sooner day. I didn't me back, I didn't cry.